Welcome to the MessInShow podcast. I am the host that loves to keep it gross, Messy Gravis, and I'm coming to you live from the Outhouse X. It's basically my house. I love coming out here and recording, and I do my bands out here. I record, or not record. Well, we're going to record some Master Hunter out here, I think. Somewhere to feel the drummer feels comfortable. I noticed last time we recorded, like, some parts were rushed, some parts weren't right tempo. We just weren't feeling it right. So we're going to try to record it here so he can kind of feel more comfortable. Which is, you always want to feel comfortable when you're in my house. Like I slide it in real quick. You don't even know it's in there. Like that meme of Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire. I love that, the gif. He's like, how did that get in there? Which he was my favorite Spider-Man. Like, I know the kid that does good now that plays him in the new Marvel, but man, Tobey Maguire, he fucking killed it. Even the third one with Venom, when he's walking with that cool swagger, I liked it. And they kind of like forced the Sandman story on you. Like, it was, I don't know, it felt like kind of felt like a Tim Burton kind of thing that Steve Raimi did, because like a Batman Returns, like you really didn't need the Catwoman, or you could have done either Catman or Penguin, but they just like to intertwine it to make it, I don't know, double the villains against Batman, because the first one he has one villain, the second one he has two villains. You're like, oh my god, what are you gonna do with two of them now, Batman? Like, you go travel down to Florida and get drunk and get kicked out with Ric Flair. No. Yeah, the story I heard that the other day that Ric Flair got kicked out of some bar in Florida, Jacksonville. I think, yeah, Jacksonville, Florida. Not surprised, it's fucking Ric Flair, like, especially Florida. Like, man, he had to say something pretty bad to Ric Flair, because like he even brings up his ethnicity, and he was like, "Oh, me and this lady are cool, and now here comes the Egyptian." I was like, that's not even a good slam, man. I was like, he's so old, He's like, well, you goddamn Egyptians, won't you, jump off your camel, get off your camel, and say that shit to me outside like a man. Like, man, what the? Come on, Rick. You've been wrestling for how long now? You've been shooting promos and shit, and that's the word. That's the best you got is, here comes the Egyptian. But then, yeah, I like the guy. He's sitting there on the other side of the bar, and he's hearing all this shit going down, and he's going, "You want to come outside and talk to me like a man? Cause I don't work here," and something like that. And you hear Ric Flair like, "What? What you say to me? What you say?" And the guy was like, smiling at first, because you can tell he's like contemplating, like, do I talk shit to Ric Flair? Like, he's an old man, but he's got that leather grip, man. Just one little solid, a little knock. He got that old man grip too. He's ready to rip your fucking ear off. Just gouge your eye out. That's how them wrestlers used to do that shit back in the day. You fuck with him, they'll just pop your fucking eye out, dude. You ain't fucking your one eye Willie all of a sudden. But yeah, I was kind of, I was worried that because he said he had his whole family there. He spent so much money at that place, and so long. So I kind of wonder what happened, like what got him going, really. It wasn't just because the Egyptian cooked his bacon or didn't cook his bacon all the way through, or his steak wasn't done the right way. And he was like, oh man, is there Egyptian back there in the kitchen? Yeah, fuck. I knew it. Okay, hold on. Like, no, Rick, calm down. You're like, no, because he was intoxicated. But when isn't he intoxicated? Because like, that's like saying, when Bob Saget was alive, I love that they kept on saying, oh, did you see his stand up? He's so dirty. Like, yeah, man, that's been like a fucking thing forever. Everyone. Yeah, when is he not dirty? Like, that's hilarious. He's always fun. Even Entourage and shit. Like, he was banging, not underage, but young hot women, young hot models and shit, and trying to be better than Vincent. And but I Ric Flair, you see him get drunk and hammered, and then he's trying to offer the waitress $1,000 tip. He's like, go ahead and tip yourself $1,000. But like if that was me, it's some shit I would do. I'd be like, yeah, go ahead, give yourself $1,000 tip, baby. It's on me. It's on the mess. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We good. We good. And as soon as I get out of that store, I'm calling my fucking credit card company or card, bank. Be like, decline that card. There should be $1,000 tip. It was only supposed to be 100. So but she put an extra zero on it, cancel it, or like I'm like, I didn't even put no tip. They cancel all of it. Don't even make that shit go through. But I don't know, man, because it kind of fooled me because it was like, oh, he gets all racial and he gets all Karen, and man, that's not a Karen. Yeah, I rode the bus with the original Karen, or she was my original bus driver. Her name was Karen Groves. I'll say her fucking last name because she's the original fucking Karen. She was my old bus driver. Fuck that bitch. And anyway, that's what I don't get is like he didn't. I don't know. I don't see. I've seen him drunker because he got kicked out of that game when his son died. When he found his son dead, and him and Jim Ross and Jr. saying that I wasn't drunk. I was on medication and shit like that, but they were hammered. But I don't know. I just, man, how long is he? How long is he going? He got left, man. Really? Are you going to spend the rest of your lives like At least OJ golfed. He did something, activity. He stayed kind of healthy, except prostate cancer, which that makes you think getting away with murder. Kind of that stress and stuff that will get to you and eventually get to your butthole and cause prostate cancer and eventually kill you. The stress of getting away with murder and then trying to steal your shit back. I always loved that about OJ too. Like, he put that facade, and he's like, hey, I'm OJ. And then as soon as you turn around, he's fucking stab motherfuckers. And I'm getting my fucking shit back. And like, you hear that audio. I'm like, stay the fuck here. Nobody goes. Nobody gets out of this fucking house. Or nobody gets out of this room. Nobody. But yeah, man, how does man, like, he just gonna spend the rest of his fucking twilight just drinking in bars, man? Like, come on, Rick. I know that you're growing your own weed, man. Just be a weed farmer. Embrace the weed. Have pictures of you like trimming plants and shit. And like going to bong. Making bongs and hang out with Tommy Chong. That's what you should do, man. Look how old. Tommy Chong, man. Look how good he looks, man. And he even got rid of not prostate cancer. Did he get rid of prostate cancer? I think it was prostate cancer. It was, and he shoved weed up his ass, like whatever that kind of what do they call it? Suppository, yeah, where you shove it up your ass and he's put fucking weed and shit up there, and boom, boom, he got rid of his prostate cancer. That's what. See, if OJ would have shoved shit up his ass, he'd be alive with Tommy Chong, golfing all along. Shooter McGavin. I'm a fucking idiot. Oh man, but God, man, I remember. But yeah, I'm gonna get off Ric Flair off him real quick. I have one more story about Ric Flair. It's when he wrestled Jay Lethal, and he did the funniest fucking shit. Like, I still to this day laugh. Like, it gets me going every day. Like, Jay Lethal's working him on the corner, and he's busting him up. And he's getting ready to do a Flair chop. He's getting ready, woo, because they do the the Flair off. And he's getting ready to chop him. And Rick's like, no, please. And then he wants to go fake hit him. And then right as he go fake hit him, he goes, oh shit, my chest. He's like, oh shit, oh. And Jay Lethal's like, oh my god, this old man's gonna have a heart attack and die in the fucking. Oh my god, what are we gonna do, man? And then like right when he does it, he gets down, he's on his knees and shit. And he's holding his heart. He's like, oh please, Jay, please. Fucking low blow, the dirtiest player in the game. I was like, God damn it, he's the GOAT of wrestling. Like, promos, I think Dusty Rhodes was better back then. Hell, even Superstar Billy Graham, I think, was better on promos than Ric Flair. Ric Flair just talked about the same shit. Like, he never really changed. Everybody was just ripping off fucking Dusty Rhodes anyway. But speaking of protesting and shit at a bar, like, what the fuck is up with all these protesters at colleges and shit? Like I don't get it. Like, you're gonna spend all your fucking money. I mean, I went to college for audio engineering. Shout out Crass Holes. And I don't know. Like, is the Gaza right? They fucking attacked Jerusalem, the Israel, and killed a lot of people and all that shit. So Israel fought back too excessive, I guess. They started killing babies too, and then now it's like war, and it's kind of like distracting you from Ukraine too. See what the hell's going on there? God, it's almost like World War III. WCW 60 men, 3 rings. No, but I don't get it. Like, man, because when I went to college, like there was no. It was right when the iPhone dropped. It was like 06, 07. I remember that. That was the biggest thing that happened when I was in fucking college. And that was so cool being in audio engineering college while the fucking, not visual, audio. I'm an audiophile, not a pedophile. Or my guitarists, all of them. Every single guitarist I've ever played with is a pedal file. All of them. They're obsessed with pedals. God damn, like compression, like God, they suffer from depression and compression in their pedal files. Every guitarist I've ever jammed with, fucking assholes. But yeah, like, and I remember watching a video on the girl there to get interviewed by CNBC or CN whatever, and she had a microphone to her face, and they're like, "What are you protesting about?" And she's like, "I don't know." "Why are you here?" "Oh, I'm just here with my friends, basically. We're here to stop Israel, anti-Israel stuff." And man, there's no other ethnicity, no word again, ethnic group of people that get so much hate. Like, I never get it. Like, I like fucking around with, my buddy. He's a Jew. Yeah, I have a Jewish friend, and he was in my band a while ago. And shout out to, another band. He's in Chicago right now. You know who I'm talking about if you're watching. And we always made fun of him. We always poked fun, but it wasn't no hatred. Like, I never got the hatred for Jewish people. Like, even I hear people at work, they're like, "Oh, fuck the Jews." I'm like, yeah, but I don't know. It's like, it's kind of like saying, well, fuck them Christians to me. Like, fuck them Catholic people down the street, man. They do every Easter. That fucking pisses me off. Like, I'm gonna protest that they have Easter every fucking year, man. What's with this ass shit, in your face? Fucking, that's gross. And I'm like, who gives a fuck? Like, I'm not a fan of organized religion, but man, if you want to put fucking ashes on your head and celebrate a fucking bunny giving away chocolate for your dead fucking Lord, I don't give a fuck. Do what you got to do, man. Do what you got to do. I worship the sun. Like, I literally took that shit to heart. That George Carlin, there's a skit of his where, first of all, if you can see it, it gives you life. So technically, I'm more of a Scientologist, as you will. I believe more in science than, well, nah, I believe in faith too. And that's more, I believe you can be a good person and have faith and still do right, but yet you have sinned and you will do, because man, if you buy their book, you sinned every fucking minute of the day, then, like, it's fucking over with. And I don't know, man, just these fucking college kids, man. Imagine that, like, spending all your hard-earned money. You've put your kid through college. She's doing so good, or she or he, or it, I guess you can say, because they can identify as where the fuck they want. And imagine that, like, you're going to spend all your hard-earned money, to put your kid through college and, to do all this good shit, and you give her a hug and kiss goodbye, and all of a sudden you're finally leaving the nest, and, I'm so proud of you, and oh my God. All of a sudden you turn CNBC or flip the channels in MessNBC, whatever the fuck it is, Fox, and all of a sudden you see your fucking little girl or little boy going, "Why are you here? Why are you here?" "I don't know. I'm just hanging out with my friends." Oh my God, no. "What are you protesting?" "I don't know. I don't know." Like, oh man. Like, at least know you're fucking what you're protesting. That's all I would say. Like, come on, baby girl. You know what? I put the values of hate in you the right way. You should know better than that. But no, that's so fucking crazy. And that's about as crazy that I remember the roast of Tom Brady on Netflix is one of the best shows I've ever seen in a while. Like, man, it had me going. Like, I loved every minute of it. Like, oh man, it felt, because it wasn't edited either. Like all the f-bombs and time, and it was just an extravagant. It felt electric. Like, I would have loved to have been in that fucking audience. God, that would have been so cool. Like, everybody was there. Like, even Shane Gillis, he was there trying to hide out, and it was hosted by Kevin Hart. I'm surprised I didn't see Big J there, but Kevin Hart was hosting, and Ron Burgundy showed up. I remember that was one of the spots that I loved. All the comics killed it. All the sports, because I was worried because they had a lot of football players on the dais, like behind Tom Brady, and I'm like, man, they're not gonna make all these fucking people talk, right? Like, they're not gonna make them all talk. Like, it's gonna be boring as fuck, because they all can't be that funny. And then Drew Bledsoe came up, and I'm like, all right, here we go. And he killed it. You can tell he was kind of drunk, but man, him of all the people on that dais, he should be the one that hates him the most and loves him the most at the same time, because A, he took his spot, but B, he got him a Super Bowl ring. A lot of people don't remember that. Like, Drew Bledsoe has that ring in the 2001 Super Bowl. It was right after the Twin Towers hit. Because Tom Brady did that new joke. He did a 9/11 joke. Tom Brady did a 9/11 joke. He goes, on that horrible September day where 2 jets flew into Drew Bledsoe. And I'm like, God damn. And it was around September. It was the beginning, because I remember we played him the next week, Tom Brady. He was first official start was against Indianapolis Colts, Peyton Manning's, Indianapolis Colts. Because I remember my buddy Mike, shout out Mike, and I remember him. He always, he'd do like a little dance. He'd get fun with it, and all of a sudden he'll go, "Here's a story of a man named Brady who's gonna get sacked and hurt again." Because Drew Bledsoe was the goddamn quarterback. Like, I remember watching him he's in the Super Bowl with Bill Parcells, against Brett Favre. He's not going to get replaced. Even Tom does do good. He's not going to get replaced. That's what everyone was thinking. That's what I was thinking. That's like if Peyton Manning got hurt and all of a sudden Jim Sorgi coming in and just dominating and becoming bigger than Peyton. Because Tom Brady, that's the only way Drew got replaced. But if he didn't have faith in Tom Brady, then he never would have became Tom Brady, if that makes sense. Like, if Bill Belichick was like, all right, we'll finish the season, you win the Super Bowl with Tom Brady, but next year we're coming back with Drew Bledsoe. Because now this team is built around you, Drew. It was built around Drew. Honestly, it was built around him. So, but then to stick with him. Because then if even that, I don't know. I'm not trying to say it. If Bill Belichick wouldn't have stuck with him, Tom Brady wouldn't have been as good as he was. If that makes sense. Because Tom Brady wouldn't have went to another team, a team that was already built around him, and the good coaching. There's no way that he would have became the GOAT without Bill Belichick putting faith into him. And maybe it wasn't Bill Belichick. Maybe it was Robert Kraft the whole time. I don't know. I wasn't a Patriots fan. I can tell you everything about the Colts organization. Anthony Richardson is going to get, MVP of the next year and coming up. Go Colts. Let's go. Pat McAfee, get me on your show. And then let's talk about this. I'm a dog, baby. And speaking of dogs, them Pacers are down 0-2, man. Come on, dogs. Come on, man. What the fuck? But let me get back to Tom Brady, and then I'll get back to the Pacers. But Tom Segura and Bert Kreischer, they were funny. They did. But my favorite was Peyton Manning. I liked Peyton Manning when he did, And that's another thing. Like I was wondering, but as soon as Peyton did his, he got the fuck off stage too, because he knew Tom Brady was next, and Tom Brady was just, that's his first joke is he's gonna make fun of Peyton Manning, of course. And Peyton Manning's like, "You're not gonna get my reaction shot. Fuck you guys. I'm getting on the airplane, getting the fuck back to Colorado," because he doesn't live in Indianapolis. He lives in L.A. or Colorado, which is kind of weird because we love. I mean, they should built a statue above Lucas Oil, or not above, but in front of Lucas Oil, like a big giant golden statue, and everyone has to worship the feet or him on like crucifix and shit. Because this is the house that Peyton built. Because if it wasn't for Peyton Manning, we wouldn't have Indianapolis Colts. Plain and simple. If Peyton Manning wasn't get drafted, Indianapolis eventually would have went to L.A. Eventually, that's because we couldn't afford it. There's no way. Peyton Manning saved the fucking city, man. He saved the city and he saved the team. A lot of people don't remember that, but that's what I'm saying. I'll have faith. That's a fucking quarterback you want. And even Tom Brady too. He was the same way. Like he didn't really save the city, but he gave them that credibility after a while, because they were the underdogs forever. Patriots. They were always the underdogs. I remember them playing in '85 against the Bears. They didn't have a chance. When they got lost to Green Bay. They were always the underdogs. And then Tom Brady put him over took him over that hump where they became like the Pittsburgh Steelers. Where like, like, oh, I hate it. They're so good. And they fucking hate them. Fucking hate them. Like Indianapolis was never that way. We never had that. We were always that bend, not break kind of team. We were never like dominant. Like even with Bob Sanders and shit, just nailing people, which I love Bob Sanders. And, but anyway, Peyton was good. I loved that. The best of the comics though was fucking Nikki Glazer. I'm telling you guys, go back and watch that. The timing of her, man, it was just boom, 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 boom. Like even Tony Hinchcliffe, like his timing, but he's been roasting for a while. So is Nikki Glazer, but man, her Nikki Glazer's, that shit was hitting hard. And Tony Hinchcliffe's, I like his, with the black joke with the black liver, like Martin Luther King, Liver King, Tiger King, everything with King in it and shit. Like that's kind of the wordplay that Tony Hinchcliffe loves to do, which that's an awesome podcast. Watch that podcast, Kill Tony podcast. And I'm gonna try to get on there. I've been to Austin a couple times, and man, I want to sign up so bad and wait, but yeah, I don't have the dedication to go out to Texas every fucking week. If Kill Tony was in Kokomo, sure, fuck yeah, every day. But yeah, god damn it, that pissed me off, man. Well, I guess that was the best of the roast. I would say that's the end of the roast talk. I liked it. I loved it. Watch it on Netflix. It's so good. And like roasts are coming back now. Everyone's saying like, oh yeah, now roasts come back. The R word, the retard word, like that needs to come back. And I'm an advocate standing right here. I'm going to be the advocate for bringing the word retard back. I'll say I've been going to that open mic, and I've been trying to master the rape joke, if that makes sense. Because like I've noticed if I can talk it through somebody, I can get away with more stuff. I can't remember where I learned it from. I think it was, where did I learn it from? Like I picked it up on somebody, Louis C.K., I think. And he was like, if you say it through somebody else, like, hey, I heard this one, I used to date this girl, man, and she used to say the wild, crazy shit, shit like that. And that's why I say, I go, but like, yeah, it's hard to dating. I've been dating this girl, and she just says the wildest shit, like the chick from fucking Fight Club, and they agree, it's a crowd work, whatever, bullshit. And I'm like, yeah, man, like, she said, if I would get raped, I think I would get wet. I'm like, okay, this is the kind of, girl that I date, weird, fucked up. And I was like, she goes, no, seriously, Jesse. She was like, from 5% to 50% of women who get raped, most of them get wet. The 5% up to 50%. I was like, wait, that's a window. God damn. And I looked it up, and it's an actual fact. Well, not actual fact, but it's states it online. You don't read everything you believe online. And then I just said, right on missing the beat, I go, well, technically it'd be 100% if you raped her in a pool. She laughed, but that never happened. But I'm saying that's how I can get away with doing certain jokes now. I've been learning, like I don't know, I've been doing shit like that. But that's the end of the roasts. I think the roast talk. I loved it. Watch it. I love it. But now back to my motherfucking Pacers. What the fuck? God damn it! You get down 0-2 in New York, but that's expected. That's expected though. That's expected because it is home court. You owe 0-2. I was trying to get one, man. That first game, man, we should be 1-1, not 0-2. That second game, they beat us that second game. That was bad coaching. Rick Carlisle, what the fuck are you thinking? But man, we should have won that game, that first game. Second game, not too. I don't care. Well, I do care. I want to sweep their ass. But it's kind of cool having Reggie Miller on commentary. I thought that was cool because he, with the history of Reggie Miller hitting those threes and doing the choke and everything, and which I think we should have had it ring for Reggie too. I blame Detroit for that one, because Ben Wallace had to start that shit with fucking Ron Artest. And that game was already won. Ron Artest is being, trying to get a cheap shot in, and Ben Wallace didn't like it. Beating him at his own game, and Ben Wallace didn't like it because Ben Wallace is known to do shit like that. Like Big Ben, like he was a dirty player too. That's why we got Ron Artest, for God's sakes. Because I remember it was Brad Miller. We had Brad Miller and Jermaine O'Neal, and we traded Brad Miller for Ron Artest because Ron Artest plays dirty just like Detroit. That's how it was, And Rick Carlisle was coach, and man, that was one of the best teams too. If the Malice in the Palace, if that wouldn't have happened, God, we would have won that ring for Reggie. So now Reggie's going to come back and win a Grammy for his commentating when the Pacers beat the New York Knicks. And Halliburton, oh man, he was doing good the first half, but the second half he just shit the fucking bed, man. Like you can't. I don't know. We were a young team too, so I just had this feeling that that pressure, because we get down by like 5 or 6, man. We start fucking pass the ball, run and pass it. Like, oh, what play? We'll just wait until a play opens up. And I'm like, no, man, fundamentals. Stick to your fundamentals, man. You get it. And if it's not open, make it open, motherfucker. But like I think we'll get it though, because we're going back to Indiana, coming back for the next 2 games. As long as we get those 2 games, and then I win 2 more, I think it's gonna go Game 7. Honestly, it's gonna be so cool. And then we gotta play Boston. I guarantee, Boston's gonna win that series. Which, man, Tatum, man, I don't get it, man. I don't see the toughness in him. Even with Halliburton, if Turner's soft. Miles Turner for us, for Pacers, he is fucking soft. I'm telling you, we need like a Shaquille O'Neal or a Charles Barkley, or a Kenny Jet Smith. I'm just naming everybody on TNT. No, but we do need like a stronger, like a Dwight Howard. He was kind of soft, but he was stronger. He was at least somewhat intimidating when he first started. Like that's what is lost in the NBA, man. There's like no intimidating factor anymore. Like everyone's scared as shit. But man, all right. Well, this has been an episode. I can't remember what I just said. It's 5, I think. Yeah, episode 5. Fucking like and subscribe on my YouTube page. I fucking love you guys, and I will see you on the other side.